Okay guys, so I just wanted to make a video and share it with you because I have recently learned how to do a true invisible join when doing amigurumi. I recently was looking at doing the no cut invisible join and found that even doing that, it's not quite invisible. You can see that it jogs up. So what I wanted to do was experiment with this same joining technique and figure out how to make it truly invisible. And if you look at the project that I am working on now, which is just the other leg, you can see that I have achieved that. There is absolutely no sight around the whole thing of my seam. There's just, I've managed to make a truly invisible seam. And so I wanted to share that with you guys because, I mean, who doesn't want to do a true invisible seam? So what I'm going to do first is show you how to make the traditional join, and then I'll show you how I adapted it to make it truly invisible. And the noise you hear in the background is my daughter playing on her phone and my husband chastising her for doing that because she's supposed to be being quiet. Anyway, so you finish your last stitch, you get around your row. I have 16 stitches in my rounds. So when you get to the end of your row, you go ahead and finish off your last stitch. You pull up the loop and you go to the first stitch and you pick that up from back to front and you reattach your loop, pull that loop tight and pull that loop through. Now doing that, you can see that there's no seam there. So in this method here, what you would do next is simply drop the red, pick up the white, chain one, and start again in that first stitch. It's kind of a tight stitch with your first single crochet, and you would go around. But what that does is that creates kind of this little jog. Do you see how it's not quite lined up? It's just a little bit off. Just enough that you can see it when you get the whole project done. So to fix that, I have found that you chain up one, and instead of starting your next row in the first single crochet, you start your next row in the second single crochet. And I have 16 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and now my first stitch of the round becomes my last stitch of the round, number 16. Again, finish it off, draw it up, go to that first stitch, insert from back to front, pick up your loop, pull it tight. The key here is to remember to keep your working yarn behind you. You don't want to have it here. You don't want to have it in front of the work, otherwise you won't be able to pick it back up. So you insert your hook over your working yarn. Oh, I've made a mess now. There it is. Pick up your loop, pull it tight, and then pull it through. And you have an absolutely seamless hidden join. There's absolutely no seam there as compared to this seam that, while mostly invisible, isn't quite invisible. You can't see it at all when you look at the front. You can't see it when you look at the back or this side. Only really when you look there, and genuinely only because you and I, as crocheters, know exactly what we're looking for. But on this one, it is 100% truly an invisible seam. Hope that helps. Feel free to message me if you want. Like I said, I totally just made that up. I'm not trying to steal anybody's work or anything. So if this is done somewhere else, if you've seen somewhere else do this completely invisible join, please let me know so I can give them credit. Thank you.